Well, today I thought we'd talk a little bit about some of these suspended chords. They come in handy sometimes. And before we get started, I was just thinking about how hitting the 10,000 mark on this goal was sort of like it doesn't feel any different than when I was at 800. Or 8,000 or whatever. I guess maybe I expected like something to happen, something to drop out of the sky. You know, when I was a little girl, I was raised in a small town called Palatine Bridge, is up there. I went to a one-room schoolhouse, and it was right down the street from my house, so I could walk to it. And whenever you did something, when you'd go to school, anything that you achieved, you always got a star. Do you remember those foil stars? My paper, I'd get a big old red star, a gold star, silver star. I'm not sure if there was anything different about a red versus a silver, but maybe it was just what was in stock. But it always felt good to get a star. And so I'm laughing because maybe that's sort of that thing that when you achieve something, you expect something to happen. Probably stems from childhood and when the reward systems that we had then. I don't know what kind of reward systems they have now. A lot of stuff is done online, so I'm sure they get something, but it's a little bit different from the simple silver stars. Or maybe they still do that. I don't know. Anyways. Well, maybe I was just brought up in the dark ages. So today I thought we would go over these suspended chords. And I was going to do some in C and D and also in G. And what I put together was what you just heard me play. And it's just a really good exercise, and remember to make room for those because they sound really good when you're playing, especially if you're playing with other people, to have that in your bag of tricks. So I don't think I ever talked too much about it, but let's start out with the D. I think we all know the D chord. And if you lift up your middle finger, that's a D sus2. And if you put down your pinky finger, that's a D sus4. And I don't know that you have to remember the names, although it does help. And I might have got them mixed up. But if I did, I'll fix them on the chord charts so you'll see it. But so with having those, you now have this ability to create melodies by lifting and laying down those fingers. Can you see that? So we got the D, lift it. You got the D sus4 or D sus2. Lay down that pinky finger on the 3rd fret. You got the D sus4. So those are kind of neat. You can also take that pinky, and if you can stretch it and just get the A or hit the 5th fret. It's kind of nice too. And don't forget, this shape right here is also a D. And there's that A. Okay, so play around with that one. So that's the first one. Now the next one we want to know is the C. And this one, these are suspended chords as well, but we're playing the C here, and you're picking up the G note on the first string, 3rd fret. So you can play C, and then play that 3rd fret on the first string. So you could also pick up, I think it's called a C11th, where you pick up the F, 1st fret, 1st string. Just pick this finger up and grab it. So we got So there's the C, and let's look at the G now. So if we play the G, and we play it so that the pinky finger is picking up the 3rd fret, 1st string, and then play it so the middle finger picks up the 5th string, 2nd fret, and the ring finger picks up the 3rd fret on the 6th string. Okay, and what that does is it frees up this finger. What's nice about it is you can create that suspended chord. I think that's a G sus2, but I might have it mixed up with the 4. But I think that's what that is. Like I said, I'll correct it on the slides. Okay, so there's the first thing you can do. But you can't get to that if you're playing it like this, where your pinky finger's playing here and you're using your pointer finger on the 5th string instead of your middle finger. It won't free this up. Okay, so you got to change how you make the chord. In this case, so then we want to suspend it. And again, I'm not sure if it's the 2 or the 4, but to suspend it this way, where you're actually picking up the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Okay, so you're playing the D. Okay. Okay, so there's different ways you can do it, but if you want to lay down the whole thing and change to it, you can, but to speed it up, you can do. You can do it that way as well. Okay, so again, those are suspended chords, but it's around the G chord. So let's put that all together. Okay, so here's the first suspended G. Now let's do the C. Back to G. It's a good exercise, but it teaches you to move around around when you're making that G chord. So you have room to make these suspended chords. Okay, all right. All right, well, I guess I'll just leave that right there. And, I wanted to let you know, today when I was in church, I did use the new setup where I used the LR Baggs Para-Acoustic DI, and it worked out really well. It sounded great. I only played at one campus today, but I set that up, and I found out that you can use the phantom power on it instead of batteries, but you just have to have the sound man, he's flicked some switch where it can work in phantom power, and that way if the batteries died out, you have a backup. But we just left it on battery. It worked really well. It sounded awesome. It really did. It seemed like I had more ability to adjust the volume, and definitely had more ability to carve my sound out. There was a lot more in terms of options. So yeah, so that went really well. It's not that I don't like this pedal though. This was the one I was using, this Grace BIX. It's an awesome DI. It really is. I just like the ability to have just a little more control. And you can buy these with all those extra controls on them, but it just costs way too much money for me. All right. I guess I'll leave it right there. And I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.